fire. So, but Rutledge, do you know what does light the world on fire?
Oh, the world famous halftime hot takes.
Halftime hot takes.
So before we jump into our halftime hot take, I want to frame it because I did some research. So, looking at schools and conferences that are in the NFL of starting quarterbacks outside of your random schools, your we'll call them others, which is like California and smaller schools. You really only have three or four conferences that quarterbacks come from: the ACC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the Big 12. And other than that, your others are your random SEC or your small school conferences. Give an example: Ben Roethlisberger went to Miami of Ohio. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. So our halftime hot take, Connor, putting you to the test is: if you were someone wanting to be an NFL quarterback, what school would you go to, and what conference would you play in to help showcase you the best way?
You know, great question. And I'm going to stick with the Pep Hamilton comment earlier. I'm going to go with Stanford. Here's why. NFL coaches know that you can handle complexity. David Shaw came out a couple years ago and he said, "Man, I have to recruit." It's the flip side of having such high academic standards is that you should be able to handle a very complex offense because there are some offenses that are very simple, very plain Jane vanilla, just line up and play. So I think that NFL coaches will know that you do come with a era of complexity and being able to handle complexity. Number two is that coaches will know and be able to showcase your skills, not necessarily throwing to five-star receivers that can get themselves open or having all day in the pocket getting blocked for by five-star guards and tackles, but being able to overcome and showcase your skills in light of talent deficiency around you to make the talent better that you have. So just in the same way, if you look at all the NFL quarterbacks and a lot of the best quarterbacks that we see today, and even Tom Brady wasn't exactly known as a stud at Michigan. I think a place like Stanford could be a great place to showcase your skills because, you will be playing in some primetime games out there in the Pac-12, and you'll get to line it up against USC and Oregon and a lot of those big-time schools.
Wow, Stanford. Sounds like you are going to have a lot of homework in your college career.
That I will.
I mean, sure, it's a nice life, but have fun being in the library right before game day because your paper's due on Saturday
Have you
before kickoff.
have you ever been to Palo Alto?
No, is it cool?
I haven't. I want. My wife wants me to take her to Napa Valley when she hits 40. So maybe then
Oh man,
if this is still going, I'll let you know how Palo Alto is.
how to let me know how Palo Alto is as you have her in between wine servings. Well, good on that. As far as where I would go to school, I would not go out to Stanford. I would actually go to somewhere I never thought I would say until I really looked at it for this segment. I would go to Oklahoma. Um, Oklahoma between Bob Stoops and Lincoln Riley has been, they're not just the stereotypical spread offense of the Big 12. They kind of do it a little different also because they can get the talent around it to make it work. But today's NFL is having an athletic quarterback, circa Lamar Jackson, um, you know, any other quarterback you can think that's recent. You have both recent Oklahoma quarterbacks have been successful in the NFL. Even Sam Bradford wasn't horrible when he came out and transitioned, and they put him into a different system. So you get to play in a system that kind of showcases your athleticism, showcases your arm. You have talent, so you get used to being around talent. You'll play in other big bowl games, which will let them, instead of you just looking at your TCU film, they'll play against your like Ohio State film, and it'll kind of expose you out there to be a bigger deal. So I think that would be, I would go Boomer and Sooner and just be chucking balls all the live long day. But I don't know how good I would be because I'd be eating fried butter in between plays when we played Texas and beat the tail out of them.
A lot of red and a lot of white with our halftime hot takes. Would love to hear any viewers what their hot takes are, who they would play for to best prepare them to be an NFL quarterback, Rutledge.
Yeah, would love that. Daniel says I kind of already look like Baker Mayfield, so yeah, right. A little bit of the beer gut, kind of a beard. I can sell some insurance, so I can be out there. I would definitely put my flag into your turf. I can be kind of like a.
Whoa, that means two things.
We're wow. We're talking about crimson and turf here on halftime hot takes. It's getting spicy.